Mm-hmm. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. How is the sound? Is there sound? Ugh. Sound? Hmm. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay. So what's up, everybody? Oh, so in doing some prep yesterday with the little Flagrant, I realized that I should have. Well, the big thing is I didn't get the crackback labels for stickies because it was way cheaper to just get them printed out. I got like 200 shipping labels for like $20. So I'm going to try to cut down on some of the processing time it takes for each shirt to get packaged by doing some bag prep first, since it's just me. If you watched yesterday, it was a crappy stream on the webcam, but little Flagrant was there, so I let her stay out of school, and she got a little taste of what it's like, to start her own or do little business things, because that is one thing I want for my kids. I don't want them to think they have to go to high school or go straight to college or well, some high school. I don't know. My thoughts on school are that I'm leaning towards my daughter being homeschooled after elementary school, because things get a little bit weird after that, and she's already bored with school because she's fairly intelligent, and she does really well, and I don't know. I feel like it's not much of a challenge for her, so for too long I'm gonna have to start doing things at home for her, giving her little things. And I'm trying to keep her active. She's in gymnastics and does cheer and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought it'd be a good little learning experience for her yesterday. So she got a little taste of business. Ooh. Let's see. I think this one. Dang. What the hell did that? This had lines, but I think this will do. But yeah. For everyone who bought the Make Marvel Milligan shirt, thank you a whole bunch. We were able to send quite a bit of donation, thanks to Gary and X-Ray for those of the testicular and penile kind. They donated their proceeds to cancer research for testicular and prostatic cancer, so it was pretty good. Mostly these streams are just kind of play around, test live streaming on my own, though, and get a little taste for it. Do some testing, see how it goes. Kill some time. Kill a little bit of time and get some things ready. Yeah, that's one thing about it too. Like if you are running like a small business or something, getting your steps broken down and figuring out what steps can work well together, doing them at the same time, can expedite the overall process. Because yesterday, little Flagrant was doing the shirt folding, and she was putting on the package labels and then sticking the shipping labels inside that, and I was getting the shirts, cutting out the labels, and there was just a lot of dead time. So the less downtime you have, the faster you're going to go, which results into more productive time and waste less of your time. Waste less. Blah. Yeah, I think we did 255 shirts, 254 or something like that. We got, one interesting thing is that the white shirts, so let me grab one. So the white shirts came out like that, and this is not what we wanted. See, this black lettering inside the Marvel logo is supposed to be white. So yeah, they're gonna fix that though. But hey, just like comics, we've got our own variants now. So I got to figure out what we're going to do with those. But yeah, we discovered that yesterday because a little Flagrant, Kinsey, Beans, that's what I call her, Beans. She wanted to do the VIP orders first, so people like Gary and Az and X-Ray Girl, and Chrissy, and we got to Az, and Az got a variant of each color, so he got the royal blue, the black, and the white. And pulled the white out, saw the black lettering, and it was like, oh no. So got to figure out what to do there, and then we'll get stuff going from there. Yeah. I wonder, can you adjust the scene while you're in? Yes, we can. So, hold on. That'd be alright. I need to take out the little counter thing. But I can do that later. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I really got to give a lot of big props to Miss Chrissy Mayer and Gary. And it was a weird little path to get to where I am today, like making these shirts and sending them out to everybody. So, well, I guess I'll go ahead and go into the life story, a little bit of the origin story. So, when I was, about 5 years ago, I had a surgery. Surgery didn't go well. Kind of fucked me up. Got put on disability. And so, of course, what do you do when you don't have a whole lot to do? You start watching YouTube and shit. Well, started getting a little bit more interested in the political side of things because I realized, like, there are absolute psychopaths who run the government and are pissing away all of our good fortunes here. So I wasn't big on the mainstream, so I started watching independent commentators, and one of those guys was Tim Pool, and I still watch Tim Pool. I think he's good. He definitely does. He's doing good work in the space. Now, I know there's people who don't like him. There are a lot of people who do. There are a lot of people who don't. They think he's either too middle of the road, or he's like some kind of hidden conservative or something like that. But one of the guests he had on his live stream show in the evenings was Gary Buechler. And Gary, and if you're watching this channel, you probably already know who Gary is. But Gary runs the Neurotics channel. And he talked about Friday Night Tights, and I realized, like, hey, he's the guy. I like his take on the culture war aspect as far as entertainment, comics, and TV shows go. Basically, your entertainment portion instead of the political portion. And so I started watching Friday Night Tights, and at the time, I was watching Crowder as well, and of course, Quarterback Garrett. He was on Crowder at that time, and he went to Friday Night Tights, which got my interest in it up even more. And Friday Night Tights, one of their co-hosts, is also Miss Chrissy Mayer. Well, so I started watching Chrissy. Started watching her stuff, and Chrissy was coming to she came to North Carolina, and I went to her show. And I have a family member who works at a print shop. I was like, hey, can you get this shirt done? And it was a god awful shirt. She actually wore it on Friday Night Tights the next week, and which blew my freaking mind because it was it was pretty cringe. It was a pretty cringe shirt. But she got me up on stage. She roasted my ass, and I looked like an idiot because I was wearing the same shirt. But I mean, it was fun. A bunch of us went out and went out with Chrissy after that and hung out, got drinks. And Chrissy's one of the few genuine people. Like, what you see on her podcast and her stream, that's what you get. Like, she's the same in person, if not nicer. But so a couple weeks go by, and one thing that Gary and Ryan and Jeremy and Chrissy and all of them, they're always like, hey, you don't have to grind your life away making somebody else money and being unhappy with everything. It's like, if you want to make a change, try to make a change. And they've always encouraged people to build their own things, do their own things, create their own things. And that helped me a lot with where I was at, because with the issues that I had, I didn't think I'd ever be able to reach the same success that I had prior to the surgery that I had. Well, during one of Chrissy's podcast, she was talking about how her shirts got pulled off, I think it was T Public or Teespring or one of the t-shirt sites. And I was like, he was like, you know, somebody want to try to take us on. It could work out pretty well. So I sent him a message, told him I had some connections to a print shop, and that's one thing that I am really proud of, is that the shirts that we make, it doesn't matter the creator, left, right, center, whatever. Super political, not political at all. We're not going to censor your mess, as long as it's not like, you know, something legal like copyright infringement or inciting violence. You know, basically just stick with the First Amendment. You know, don't threaten anybody. You know, other than that, you can put whatever the hell you want to on your shirt. And Chrissy's shirt was the Rootin' for Putin shirt, and that's the one they pulled off. And I was like, hey, I can get it done. So I took my fat ass and built a website, got everything going for her, and started selling her shirts in about a week. And it's definitely been, it's given me something to strive for. It's given me goals, so I really appreciate that. And I've gotten to meet some really cool people. And some of the designs that have come out are pretty fucking awesome. So it's pretty good. But yeah, right now I'm just working on growing, trying to help other people. We just got Crypt Daddy added. And I'm a big fan of Crypt, not just because he is funny as fuck. Like, if you've ever seen his shows, or you ever seen him on Friday Night Tights, because he's been on there a couple times. Like, the dude is hilarious. But he's been through, like, this whole, probably some of the rougher stuff of cancel culture that a lot of people haven't. And he still just flips up the middle finger and says, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. And he still sticks with it. So it's pretty awesome. And so I messaged him like, hey man, I would totally be down to make a shirt for you. Or if you wanted to make a design, I'll throw it up for you, because his first shirt, like any profit at all from that is going to go straight to him, and it will always be that way, because the more I can help him to keep doing what he wants to do, then I think that's better for everyone, and especially the fighting against the woke bullshit and because whether we like it or not, the establishment has become a huge portion of the woke agenda. And I'm surprised, like I'm both surprised and not surprised by how much bullshit people are putting up with, and it's all out there in the open now. Like, nothing you interact with, like no programs, hardly any anyway. There are some, but like YouTube is a big crock of bullshit that's tied to the government and the establishment and what they want. Elon Musk, like people think he's like, a lot of people think he's getting savior complex, or that people are making him out to be a whole lot more than what he really is. And some people think he's just deceiving everyone to take over everyone's brain with Neuralink or whatever. But he's done more. He did more about buying Twitter for free speech and showing just how corrupt all this bullshit is than anyone has in probably our lifetime. And just the amount of shit, the amount of absolute corruption from politicians and these big companies. YouTube is bullshit. Twitter is bullshit. Google is bullshit. All this stuff is controlled, and we just don't know how bad it is. And at least Elon came along and pointed a little bit of that out. But that's probably my goal now, because I by no means am I like a huge player or anything like that. Like I'm a boring single dad who is trying to build a little business and raise some kids halfway decent. But I want to build something that is completely outside of that, and I think businesses like Parallel Economy are going to start completely blowing up. That's another thing too, like your credit card companies, your payment processors, they're all in on the bullshit too. Look at how many people got kicked off for what? Somebody said they said something that somebody didn't like, but that person had certain ties or connections to certain people that got them booted off of all the platforms. Like, it's completely antithetical to what the country is supposed to stand for. The hell is this? Shit. Alright. I'm gonna have to get that one redone tomorrow. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, it's personally I think there's going to be a larger divide coming for as far as the country. Like, my black pill is that they're trying to separate all of us, and all the populist, what they call MAGA movements, but populist left and populist right. We agree on a lot more than we disagree with. We are just too captivated by the division they intentionally create to pay attention or care. And it's not good for anybody. It keeps them in power. And that's something too. Like, all these companies have this agenda, and they get these bullshit messages out to people, and they keep getting voted in, and people don't want to change it because vote blue no matter who, or vote red or you're dead. It's like, no, for God's sake, no. Focusing on this national crap too is a waste of time. People really need to pay attention more to what's going on locally. If you really want to affect what's going on in a grander scale, you need to affect what's going on around you first. It's like was it Brittany Venti and redheaded libertarian? They hosted a Twitter space the other night, and they were talking about how one of the things I brought up was, the mom groups who, like, mama bears is what they call them, like these Facebook groups. They go in and they challenge the school systems, and they challenge the material that are in our libraries or in the schools in a lot of cases. And like, they've done more than any slacktivist on Twitter bitching about Trump or Joe Biden or Elon Musk, or pick your persona non grata. It's but yeah. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh my God, I feel like I'm back in grade school. But yeah, I mean, I think a little bit of division can be, you want, well, not division, competition. You want to create some healthy competition. Oh my God, saying healthy makes me think about how unhealthy, or how cool unhealthiness is now. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't understand why people think that is good for them either. like these companies tell them, oh, you're fine, you're brave and beautiful for not taking care of yourself and being completely out of shape and eating your weight in ice cream every week and shit like that. And I'm sorry, they don't give a fuck about you. They just want you to keep buying stuff. And it helps a lot more than just those companies too. Because bad health leads to your subscription models for health care, which leads to basically healthcare, if you really pay attention to it, just become, it's kind of like fast food now. Your doctor is basically a middleman for the pharmaceutical industries. They send their reps, and instead of actually investigating anything, they'll do a half-ass job. They'll look at your chart, say, oh, well, here, try this. And they just push you some pills and say, go at it. Like this recent issue with COVID. Like, they finally admitted, like, vitamin D's good for you in fighting off infection, and that I think 90 some percent of all the hospitalizations of people had at least 3 comorbidities or something like that. So I don't see why people can't see that writing on the wall, that hey, you need to take a little bit better care of yourself, because they're jangling the keys over here and taking your wallet from you with the other hand. Yeah, I guess I'm rambling a little bit, huh? I mean, I can't say much though. Like, with everything I got going on, like, yeah, I'll never be in the Jack Diesel shape I was again, like I used to be when I was younger, which sucks. But there's still things you can do. Like, even if you can't go work out every day, just eating better. Eating better is loads. It'll make a ridiculous improvement on your health. Just eating better, and that will help you more in the long run than just perpetually being out of shape, eating garbage, and just not giving a crap about taking care of yourself. A lot of people think that the only way to lose weight or get in shape is you have to exercise all the time, and that's not true. Like, exercise does help as far as building muscle and keeping certain portions of your body strengthened, like your ligaments, tendons, and keeping bone density up and stuff like that. But even then, you can work out all you want. If you're eating like crap, you're not gonna do anywhere near as well. Like, and I mean, I am proof of that. Like, about a year ago, I guess. Yeah, probably about a year ago, I weighed about 215 or 220. Now, granted, my health issues have kind of caused a huge reduction in appetite for me. But one of the big things I changed last year was just my diet. Started eating more meat, more raw vegetables, and cut out a lot of sugars, and was drinking mostly water. And I mean, I lost a lot of weight pretty quickly. Big challenge for me with that was sodas though. Sodas, they are a motherfucker. But I was also raised on them too. Like, that's a big thing. It's one thing I am proud about as far as parenting goes. Little Beanie, little Flagrant, my daughter, she still has yet to have a soda, and I am quite happy about that, because if I can keep her away from that, then that, honestly, that's something I notice more than anything is sodas, juices. Coffee's not bad for you as long as you don't put a bunch of crap in it, like load it down with 200 grams of sugar and sweet shit. But yeah, that's one thing. I guess that's one thing I want to impart on my kids is, you know, you gotta take care of your body, take care of yourself. You gotta be able to do all that before you can, if you really want to have a more fulfilling life. And while you're doing that, that's when you set your goals and figure out what you want to do. Oh, I feel like I'm in elementary school again. Yeah, if somebody does watch this and you made it this far, like, definitely big shout out to everyone who has supported the creators that on the site, and especially for the Make Marvel shirts. It was really awesome that we got that Gary and them donated. Gary and X-Ray donated the proceeds to cancer charities. That was very righteous of them. Very righteous. Yeah, cutting out labels. I guess that's a part of small business too. One thing you wanted to do is try to save as much money as you can. As long as everything is still done, you're still delivering a product that's worth a damn. That's the big thing. That's one thing I like about the site too, and what we're doing. Like, the shirts are fucking awesome, and we just started doing a new design method too, as far as transfers, and it's way more durable than screen printing, and kind of the new method you can get HD photo quality out of the images. Like, you can put as highly detailed of an image as you want on the shirt, and it's going to look perfect, and it's cheaper, faster, and it's more durable than the shirt. Like, some, like vinyls and stuff, they'll stretch if you really tug on them, but this, you can stretch it. You can try to tear it. You'll tear the shirt before you tear this this new material that we use for placing designs on the shirts. So that's pretty nice. You know, if I had one of those freaking what do you call it? Little paper slicer handle things, paper cutters, I guess. Hell, I can't remember what they're called. That would make this a lot easier. But this is still going to end up being faster than trying to do all the steps at one time. It's like saying, like, break down your steps and know what goes well together and helps you get things prepared faster. So, plan is cut out all the labels, and then take the label, then take the little label sleeves, put those on the front of the packages, take the packages with the labels and the labels inside, with the label sleeves and the labels inside, and then I can just worry about folding shirts and putting them in bags instead of trying to do everything at once and wasting a lot of dead time in between. Probably what I should have done yesterday with Bean. Probably should have had her, like me and her, just cutting out labels and all that jazz. What order number is that? Yeah, okay. Just realized, like, I'm the weird old dude just sitting at home on his bed doing random shit on YouTube. I've become one of them. One of us. One of us. But I guess it's something you gotta do sometimes, especially when you're starting out. Just gotta be that weird dude. The weird guy coming out and doing things and whatnots. Oh, I'm really looking forward to some projects I got coming up too. If any of you know Friday Night Tights, I'm working on something for Odin, and I think we're going to have some FNT jackets coming soon. More on that later. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, I want to prove myself first, too. Like, I want people to know, like, if they're going to work with me, like, this, I'm good at, I can provide the work and make customers happy, make clients happy, and, then it's kind of like anything else. Like, you can't just walk onto to an NBA court and get paid baller money as the Daily Wire would describe what they gave to Steven Crowder, or offered Steven Crowder. That whole shit got on my nerves. Like, make up your mind about were they friends or was it business? Like, you can't have it both ways. Like, I'm on the side of Crowder with that for sure, and it's like one of the things I was talking about earlier. Like, the system is just out to screw you, and it shouldn't be that way. Like, if Crowder goes and he makes a production company or an entertainment company or something like that signs talent that's coming up, and if the people are successful and they're coming up and they've proven themselves some, and you give them that little bit of help they might need to get to the next level, you don't have to take their whole fucking paycheck to be a successful company. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, what are these companies spending their money on? Well, I mean, I guess one thing is like fucking wine bars inside their offices and Lego rooms and dumb shit. Let people who are supposed to be working play like children and accomplish nothing for you. I guess there is that. So, I don't get it. I think that's a big dichotomy between the liberal and non-liberal side. I'm not even going to, because that's pretty much what it is now. It's the culty left NPCs against the rest of the world. Well, at least in America, anyway. I think, but I mean, you see that a lot over in the European countries as well, and it probably happens elsewhere, I'm sure. But like these writers and stuff, I highly doubt, probably 99% of them have never actually had to bust their ass at a hard job just to put a little bit of food on the table. Like, and oh my God, that's another thing. Like these corporations, people in these corporations, most of them are trust fund kids who went to a journalism school that taught them to preach the narrative, not the truth. Don't question anything because we've got to keep our sponsors and our government funding and our subsidiaries and all this bullshit. No principles. No principles. What's up? You have no balls. You have no balls. So, yeah. Boy, oh boy. Oh, my back. It's gonna start hurting. It's a great camera angle, ain't it? Is it good? Do that a little bit more. There we go. Oh, but then, gotta be careful. I don't want to dox the customers. That would be bad. That would be bad. Let's see. Alright. Can I do this like speed run? Oh, speaking of speed runs, has anybody seen that Charlie, old Penguins are critical? The Moisty Boy himself is he's going to start creating monthly speed runs for just off the wall games. Like this latest one he did is called Amok Runner, and he's going to start posting like huge bounties on these games, like a regular speedrun tournament. And Tim Pool, and a couple other people, like they're a good example of what businesses should be doing. Like businesses don't have to be making money all the fucking time to be successful. Like Tim's even said like he loses money on some of the things he does. And most of the things are making him money, but it's not. But and Charlie's like, you know, this is going to come straight out of my pocket, but he's like, you know what? I'd rather make something that has an impact for other people than, you know, what are you going to do? Sit on your fucking money and just burn it? Like that, I don't know. That's boring. Like what kind of fulfillment are you really getting out of life? Just amassing money, not doing anything with it that changes that makes an impact or changes things for the better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess there are like corporations, they want to make things and change it for the worse so that they can continue to be profitable and make money. But I think they take it to a degree that is very, very detrimental to our cultural, political, mental, societal, you name it, health, physical health. Like, remember when smoking was recommended by 9 out of 10 doctors? Was it Winston's or some shit like that? Oh my God, that reminds me. So I've never been able to smoke. And I tried dipping a little bit back when I was in high school. Well, I went to the print shop the other day, and my nephew, he had some nicotine pouches, like little tobacco pouches, except there's no tobacco, it's just nicotine. And they were 6 milligram nicotine pouches. I was like, hey, I want to try one of those because, you know, I've been find something to like give me a little bit of energy and get me going. Because coffee, caffeine, that shit just does nothing for me. So he's like, yeah, sure. So he gave me one of those things. I had it in for 5 minutes and it fucked me up. Like, fucked me up bad. It was, like after about 5 minutes, I was sweating and I got dizzy. And it was rough. So, I should have just done this first. Yeah. I think I might try it again, but I need to find like a much lower dose of it. Like maybe 1 milligram, because holy shit, that shit knocked me for a loop. Yeah, we're gonna be going live again. This weekend. Get back on and we're gonna start doing the weekly show live now. So we're doing pre-records, but we're just gonna do it live now. Maybe start having some guests. Who knows? We'll just have to see. Maybe start with some people we know, smaller, our little creator friends. Nothing huge. 'Cause I'm not huge. I'm not popular like that. And that's what she said. I'm not huge. Wow, 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 wow. Yes. The thrills of paper cutting. If you can call it that. Man, I wish I could listen to some music, but I know that shit ain't gonna fly. That will not fly. God, you guys would probably hate my music choices anyway. Definitely a rock guy. Definitely a rock guy. Which, I don't know, I feel like, oh God, I don't understand how people can listen to half the shit that comes out today. It's all poppy, horrible shit. Don't get me wrong. Totally have my guilty pleasures. Yes, I do like that one song by Lady Gaga. I know, I'm a heathen. And I like old country. I like some classic stuff too, like classic R&B stuff, like or 70s funk stuff. There's some stuff in there I like. Yeah, just about any rock is good. Except for like super alt rock. Like they consider Beck rock and rock, and it's just like, how? I don't get it. Don't get it. But art's an interpretation, right? It's all about how you feel about it, not everyone else. But I also feel like that's what they're going for. Like they're trying to get everyone to ascribe to the same general templates. Because it's easier for them like that, right? Easier to control population and the people if they're all basically doing the same thing, wanting the same thing, needing the same thing, like fucking food, eggs. Jeez, definitely gonna invest in some chicken soon because my god, that's crazy. Because like a lot of places are outlawing chickens now, which is weird. One of my high school buddies, he actually got a notice from the city saying, "Hey, you can't have this chicken coop." Weird, isn't it? Very weird. Yeah, I think people need to go back to learning how to sustain themselves. Like I was saying, go back to small. Focus on yourself, your family. Start learning how to take care of that without depending on massive chain stores or stuff like. And it, like, you don't have to make everything. Just start with little things. Like this summer, me and my daughter, she planted a bean plant in class. Because, you know, that's what elementary schoolers do at a certain point. They'll always, eventually they grow a plant. Well, I was like, well, let's grow this plant. So we did. And she learned a little bit about gardening, and we took some of the beans from it, and we stored them, and we're going to plant some more next year. And we got a bunch of pumpkin seeds too. We're going to try that. See if we can grow some pumpkins next year. It'll be interesting growing the pumpkin, considering we live in an apartment complex, but we'll see how that goes. Should be fun. Just realized I've got a fucking wild man here. Ba 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 ba. I could put on my hat. My daughter says it makes me look younger. I think it makes me look pretty suave too. So, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Let's go do that. Ugh. Oh. Something about it. Getting old. Does no favors for your back. Question is, where is my hat? Here it is. So we got that. Go ahead and grab us a drink. And yes, it will be a soda. Because, well, I'm a fatty. Here I go, preaching all that stuff. A lot of it has to do with just caloric intake too, because I don't do so well with forcing a bunch of fluid right now, and with the stomach stuff I got going on, it's hard for me to eat a regular meal, let alone force calories. And he has to drink out of a straw like a weirdo. I know, right? Yum yum. In my bum? Something like that? No? Is that not it? Ugh. Okay. Let us do this. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna move things around a little bit. A little bit. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. think this one will be okay. Yeah. Put on my hat. Yeah. I don't know. What do you got? What do you guys think? Better or no? Sunny. Sunny. Yeah, I don't know the words to the song. No. But yeah. Yeah. Doing the good old boring part of small business. Make sure you can't see the labels themselves. And you can't, so we're good. I should probably put these over here though. That way, just in case. Let's see. I don't know. What else can I talk about? I feel like I'm kind of boring. I guess you get that way once. Like I feel like once you become a parent, a little bit of boringness is just inevitable. You learn to embrace it. That's one thing that I did learn becoming a parent, and it took me a little bit, but I eventually got to the point where I realized, like, oh, I should just, like, once you can let go of wanting to do everything on your time all the time and stuff like that, then it just becomes a breeze. A lot of people see it as like giving up and you're giving away all your, but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sacrifice your time for your kids. I mean, yes, obviously, still make time for you. Do some things you enjoy. Don't become like me and become a complete hermit. But yeah, that's one thing I don't understand about people who hate kids or don't want to have kids, or like, to me that's, I don't know. I think that's incredibly selfish to a degree, because we do not live forever. We are not immortal. We will all live. We will all die. And if we're not making things better for the people who come after us, then what the fuck are we even doing here? Like I could understand if we were automatons who live forever and we didn't have to worry about dying, and we could always retain our wealth or status or whatever that we amass through our lifetime, but we're not. We're biological creatures who are very imperfect, very flawed, very fragile. And I think that is a lot of what's wrong too. Like, kids are seen as a burden now instead of a blessing. Or, that they're what carries you on. Like, you could never make any impact on the world whatsoever. You could be that guy who just works his job, pays his bills, and ends up passing away with just some friends and family. But you it doesn't matter if you don't make an impact on people outside even of your home. Like, you will always have an impact on your kids, especially your kids. And that's something you should, like, everyone should take a little bit more pride in. I am glad to see that, like, being a mom, like, some people are finally starting to stand up for that. And because I think being a mom is probably very important. It's one of the most important jobs in the world, honestly, if not the. Mom and dad. Because whether people like it or not, the strengths and weaknesses that they each complement each other with are crucial to having a decent society and keeping kids sane and stable. And it's weird how the culture has just gotten to a point where it's just seen as a, I don't know. I feel like we're slowly heading towards, oh, my black pill thing. Speaking of heading toward a cesspool. So, I think, like, the populist movement, I think the populist movement is going to get one of two things. And I think my first prediction is the more likely thing to happen. They are trying to get rid of the America First, left, right, because, and by I don't mean MAGA, or, like, there are some people who support Trump no matter what, and I think he fucked up a lot of things, and he did some good things, like the Abraham Accords and some of the reforms he made, and he kept, I mean, honestly, the world was a lot less volatile. The country itself was going insane because of insane people who still think that he is a Russian plant or whatever. But my mom, shit, sorry, I got distracted getting some messages. But yeah, just people who want the country to do better and think we should focus more on the country's issues instead of the world's issues. They are going to try to get rid of those people. Like that's my prediction. And you're starting to see it, like the bifurcation is becoming larger and larger, and it's I don't know. I think it's going to reach a pretty bad point before too long. It'll probably, if a split does happen, I think it'll be good for a little bit, but then I think it's going to get really bad really fast. Because one side, and more than likely it will be with the left side, is going to pull the Weimar Germany on us and blame us for all the problems and say that they're already calling us domestic terrorists for calling out teachers letting porn into schools. So, yeah, I mean, that's the insanity that we're having to deal with. And I've heard some people say, "Oh, you got to be the bigger person. You gotta just let bygones be bygones. You can't stick like no. Where has that gotten us? Into the shit we're in now, where it's okay for kids to maim and mutilate themselves because that's the way they feel. Because some lunatic online." Can't find fulfillment or happiness in their own life. I don't understand. I mean, it's really true. We celebrate mental illness more than we try to help people deal with it these days. So, yeah. Hold on one sec. Got a message, a client. Crap. What is that called? Okie dokie. Ooh, I need to message Cyborg because I got his movie today. That is going to be another Flagrant Triggers merch item. Let's see. Hour 10. Man, I've been running my mouth for a while. It's all good though. There we go. It's a little better. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. I should have recruited someone to help with chat testing and stuff like that. I do not have enough free time. I've got so much crap going on. But that's the way it goes, right? Dun, 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 dun. Actually, I guess I could just test that now. Let's see. Is it showing up? Yes. Okay. So it is showing up. Good deal. Was I supposed to do Streamlabs or StreamYards? That is a good question. Yeah, I look like a dork. I look like a fucking dork. Oh, do. Oh, the kids are off school tomorrow. Means I get to sleep in. This weekend is going to be shipping weekend. Shipping weekend with myself. I got Winston too. I think it's Winston. I hope it's Winston. Because my goodness, I do not. Because it said Columbia, but I don't know. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, gonna get these knocked out. Take a little break. Well, another problem too is I'm not very good at multitasking. So if I'm sitting here running my mouth the whole time, I'm gonna slow down just naturally. I think it's a God thing though. I think we're much better at focusing on one task at a time. Doing one task, one thing. One blah blah. One blah blah. Two blah blah. Yeah. I wonder what we're going to talk about this weekend. Check and see. Well, I talked about it. Put it on. Wow, 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 wow. But it's you I fell into. Ooh, you know what? Let's see if we can do this. Wait, but not like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we do 6? Let's see. 6 at a time. Can we do it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to be so much better. See? You gotta figure out the little things. The little things. Oh, that's what I should have done. But I wanted to keep the order. I wanted to keep them in order too. So it would be. Well, I don't guess it matters. Let's get through the orders and take them as they come. 38 seconds, that is. Come in 38 seconds. Ah. Wah, 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 wah. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Let's see. All this wasted paper. Greta would be mad at me. Yeah, it really doesn't matter what order because I can just look up the order number. Show. Well. I'll figure it out one day. One of these days. Old DHL. Mr. Ringo. Mr. Ringo. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. See, I hear Ringo. I think Ringo Starr. Beatles. Some crappy accent. Some crappy British accent. Oh no. Oh, who we got watching? Who we got watching? Let's see. Yep. All right. Let's try a couple more. 70. Let's try like 10 of them this time. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is a lot faster. I don't want to get too overzealous and end up not being able to cut the paper or fuck up and cut too much off of a label, which is what I'm about to do. Yeah. Let's see. What else can I ramble about? Yeah, I think it was a little bit too much. How did they turn out? Yeah, they're not bad. Just a little extra on them, that's all. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. Yeah, let's just do like 6 at a time. It's pretty safe. Because once I get it past 6, it starts, like the paper starts skewing. But yes, this is the fun part of small business. Got a bunch of labels printed out on paper because to save money. That's one thing you definitely have to do if you're starting out. Gotta save some money. You gotta... But I got like 270 some labels made for 20 bucks, so can't complain about that too much. Then after this, we will slap label pouches on the actual merch pouches to slide these labels into. And then all I'll have to do is focus on folding. Oh my god, look at this disaster. All those shirts. That's not even all of them. Fun. Yeah, I think I'm running out of a little bit of gas. Running out of a little bit of gas, so I'm gonna finish up these last few labels and take a little break. Make a little love, and by love I mean oh my god, I've been watching. You guys won't believe what I've been watching. Like there's this a guy called Wrestling Bios, and he goes over like all the. He's got this thing called Reliving the War, which is when Raw, WCW Nitro, and WWF Raw were showing at the same time. Like, he goes back and he reviews the shows, and yeah, which, I mean, I guess it's just kind of one of those things, like, because when I was a kid, I really liked wrestling. Like, I was a huge wrestling fan. But as I got older, I just stopped watching. Well, mostly because it was on cable TV and we didn't have cable, so we got like the crappy Saturday and Sundays, and that was the only one I stayed at my mom's. But I've been going back and watching him review the shows, and I don't know, like, some of the storylines were pretty good, but some of them were also freaking terrible. Like, really cheesy and bad. And oh, that's a good question. Like, was wrestling the ultimate grift? Like, watching wrestling. I don't think so, because like just about everyone well, at least back then, like, everything was ran by former wrestlers or family of wrestlers or something like that. I think I could be totally wrong on that too. But yeah, so I'm catching up on some of that. And one thing I've been doing too is I've been watching it at 2x or 1.5x, at least 1.5. I've actually stepped it up to 2x. And now when I listen to stuff at normal speed, it sounds fucking slow. So I wonder if that's something like your brain just gets accustomed to. Like, if you're listening to audio at a much faster speed, like, the longer you listen to it, the easier it is for your brain to interpret it, and the faster you become at processing that auditory information. And then when you slow it back down, it's noticeable, like extremely noticeable. To me, anyway, and I've only been doing this for like a week, but that's nothing too. Listening at regular speeds, really, you're not able to gain as much information as playing something at 2x, 1.5x, or speed or something like that. So, yeah, it's been fun doing that a little bit. Yep. This is the last one. So, guys, if you are at the end, so look, go check out flagranttriggers.com. Get you some sweet ass merch on there, because we've got Chrissy Mayer, we've got Lila Hart, we've got Donovan the Crip Daddy. And again, dude, Donovan is like a fucking awesome guy. He's really humble, and he's a really nice guy. Like, and he's funny. And he really has been through a lot of the cancel culture bullshit that most of us haven't. Like, I guess everyone hits that wall at some point, but I mean, he's actually had shows canceled. And this guy he's in a freaking wheelchair, and he's got more balls than most guys I know, even in the alpha male space. He makes those guys look like little girly men. He's a cool dude. Yeah, go check it out. Take a little break. Got all these labels cut out, so we'll go chill out for a little bit later.